In this video, we will be unboxing and assembling the Ranger, a cargo bike by KBO. Let's check it out. Hey, this is Nelson. Welcome back to the E-RYDERS channel. And here it is, the KBO Ranger, the cargo bike. This is a bike I've wanted to test out and review since last year when they announced it. And this year they're shipping them out, and I finally got my hands on one. I got the orange one. They have a couple colors, a dark gray, and they have this orange one. I think the orange one is gorgeous. They have some other bikes. The Breeze, there's a KBO Breeze in orange. It's exactly the same color, and I loved it on the KBO Breeze. And if you haven't seen those bikes, be sure to check out my channel for those reviews and test rides and unboxings. KBO has been real nice to the E-RYDERS channel. They've sent us about 4 bikes to test out and review, and I've always been impressed with their brand. And their customer service. Whenever there was an issue, which we did have one issue where one of the metal fenders was bent or dinged up a little bit in shipping, and you know what? They found it within 24 hours. They're like, "Hey, we're sending out your new one, no worries." And we got that in, and that was great. So they've always taken care of us. But anyway, here we are with the KBO Ranger. Let's go ahead and check it out on the inside. All right, as you can see on the inside, every little piece is just covered with styrofoam and bubble wrap. They do a real good job with making sure everything's protected as much as they can. It's never really the bike companies that ruin the boxes. It's usually happens in shipping. The shipping companies, they're banging around. These aren't heavy, these aren't light bikes. They're pretty heavy. So, they're just trying to get through their job daily. But KBO does a really good job at wrapping everything up. So that's good. All right, now after getting the bike out of the box, you can see this is what it looks like. It's still a little wrapped up with styrofoam and cable ties, and we'll go ahead and cut those off. But what we're going to do is go ahead and speed that up for you so you don't have to watch the process. And just a reminder, this is only a unboxing and assembly video of the KBO Ranger. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be alerted of when the detailed review of the KBO Ranger will be uploaded. Alright, now with all the packaging material off, you can hit the kickstand, which is something very unique with the KBO Ranger, is a double kickstand. That makes it a lot easier to keep the bike up while you put the parts on. And one of the first things we want to do is go ahead and take the keys off the bike seat, because the battery is attached and we can charge the battery up while we put the bike together. So you put the key in the keyhole, and it's a bottom unloading battery. And let's check out the box of accessories that was in the box with the bike. And we have the pedals, we have the headlight, we have the multi-tool, and the quick release skewer, and some bolts and screws. And here we have the manual, the owner's manual. And this is the charger that we need to charge that battery that we just took out. And here's all the pieces and parts laid out, so you can see what everything comes with. And first we're going to unloosen and take off the screws holding on the handlebar bracket attached to the stem. There's 4 of them, and they're all attached with a Allen screw, so just an Allen wrench will do. Or you can use the multi-tool that they've given you in the box. And the reason why you want to put the handlebars on first, it's recommended. You don't have to, but it really just gets the handlebars out of the way while you put the rest of the bike together. Otherwise, it's just kind of hanging there and, possibly in the way while you're putting on the tire and everything else and pedals. So we go ahead and line up the bracket with the guidelines that are on the handlebars, and we just want to lightly tighten it. We don't really want to tighten it all the way. We'll tighten it all the way up once we get the front tire on and everything's leveled out. That way we know where to angle our handlebars. Remember, not too tight, just enough. Just enough to keep it up and from turning. You can go ahead and connect the 2 green cables, 2 end caps. Now remember, when you do that, there's arrows on these plugs. You want to line up those arrows just right because these pins are very sensitive. You don't want to bend any of the pins. Squeeze together. All right. Now we want to get the tire on. Before we do that, we got to take off the guard, this plastic guard. And as you can see, this plastic guard is damaged. It was damaged during shipping. So that just goes to show that this plastic guard protecting the forks did its job. It took the damage instead of the forks being damaged. So you got that off. Then we're going to take the little plastic guard that's protecting the disc off the tire. And we want to line up the brake disc in between the brake pads. But first we're putting the skewer on. And remember, the small end of the spring goes inward and the bigger end of the spring is outward. Go ahead and put the end cap on there. And that's this makes it easier to line up the forks and then also the disc. And again, remember, line up that disc just between the brake pads. And then let the forks fall right onto the skewer rod. And tighten up the end caps on each end. Not too tight, just tight enough to where you can test the quick release, and if it's too loose, keep tightening it on the other end, and then test the quick release one more time, and if it's too loose, keep tightening it, and then till you get the designated tension. All right, next we want to put on the fender and the headlight. Now the bike comes with a screw that you got to take off first. It's right there above the tire, connected to the forks. Now, as you can see, we have the headlamp bracket first, and then the fender bracket, and then the bike frame itself. And that's in the order you kind of want to do this, because the screw has a washer that will prevent it from going through the headlight bracket. Now, if you get a basket, if you decide to purchase the basket for this cargo bike, the headlamp will actually screw onto the front of the basket. Just go ahead and tighten it up. Next, you want to tighten up the fender stays onto the bottom of the forks. I love that the black fender stays, the wires, they're black. A lot of bikes ship them in gray. Next, we want to plug in the headlamp. Again, line up the arrows and then push inward, squeeze in, no twisting. Now we put the pedals on, the right pedal on the right crank, and it always goes clockwise. And then the left pedal on the left crank, and that is counterclockwise. Make sure it's nice and tight. Next, we're going to put on the side steps, and there are 3 screws that hold the side step on. Take those screws out. And you just line up the side step with the holes and put the screws in there. And go ahead and tighten it up, all 3 screws. I absolutely love this little feature with the back rack and the side steps like that. Very durable. Just adds a whole new dimension to what you can load on your bike. And then go ahead and put the battery back into the frame. Hopefully it's all charged up. And one more thing, don't forget to also check the tire pressure, and also tighten up the handlebars. Now that you got the front tire on, everything's leveled, you can stand up and get an idea of how you want everything angled, not just the handlebars, but the display as well. Now, when they had the bike shipped, it looks like the tire pressure came and shipped in at around 26 psi, which is not too bad. You know, it's actually almost full. All right, well, that's the KBO Ranger cargo bike. Please help out the channel by liking this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and catch future videos, including the KBO Ranger review video that we'll be doing. And also check the website for KBO down below in the description, along with their YouTube. And again, thanks for watching.